Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You are here live with Steve and Trish. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish McFarlane. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's been a good Thursday. It's Thursday. Yes, it is Thursday. Busy day.
Thursday.
Good day. We're a little bit
Weekend.
late on the break today because we were busy all day, but it was good.
I know. Isn't that odd? It's like I was thinking we take breaks so late in the day, but I think it actually works out because there are people who listen the next day overseas. There are people who are listening who are on the West Coast who it is their work break. It's like in the middle of the day. So
they're glued to this show all hours of the day, across the world, all time zones.
24/7. Yeah. So anyway, no, it's been a busy day, but hopefully we've come up with some interesting news. I saw one I wanted to ask you if you remember. You got to think way back in your memory. Go way back.
Okay.
2009. Do you remember the balloon boy?
I was just a child back then.
I know.
I think I do remember this story. There was a rogue balloon flying somewhere in
Colorado,
canopy under it, and the parents alleged at the time that their young boy, whose age I don't remember, was in this canopy and
6.
was being carried away by the winds of change, or whatever those winds are.
Yes, exactly. No, you're right. So his name was Falcon, and his parents were actually convicted of
I didn't know that.
many crimes, including some felonies, because I didn't realize, I didn't remember this part, but they shut down like the Denver International Airport for a bit and had the National Guard out with multiple helicopters. It was very expensive. I do remember back in the day too, I watched Wife Swap. Do you remember that show where
all right, I'm not sure how these things are connected, but go ahead. I do remember the Wife Swap.
You remember the show where the two different families would swap? Well, they were actually one of those families.
Before or after the balloon incident?
I think it was before, and they were trying to get famous, so they supposedly did. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is because
that was reason enough, but go ahead.
No, there's an update. There's more. I'm here. Don't you ever hear
it all? I'm here for it all. Go ahead.
You hear a news story and you're always curious, like, well, I wonder whatever happened to that. Okay, so I'm here with your whatever happened. So the balloon boy parents have now been officially pardoned by the Colorado governor for their 2009 hoax. And you know what? So I wanted to just ask your opinion on pardons in general. So, I mean, I know there are probably some reasons, but that's one where, you know what? They did it. They pled guilty. They pleaded guilty. I said pled, whatever. Served their sentence and are now out or whatever. But I guess the dad wants to be able to vote.
Oh, what's the pardon all about then if they're already out of jail? So, okay, for voting. Okay.
You basically, it gets wiped from your records. So I don't know. I'm all for rehabilitation, but I don't know that I would wipe. That's pretty big. Having a whole...
I don't know about that. I think the move's probably, there's got to be a certain type of crime that we say after you've done your sentence or whatever, you're allowed to vote again. Like the bit about not being able to vote again seems a little tough to me, like for a crime like that. Yes, I mean, we all make mistakes, not crazy, egregious.
We've never shut down a major international airport.
Yeah, you ought to be able to get to vote
now, I think.
if you've done your time, if you've kind of,
you did
paid your debt to society, as it were, why not? Right.
So anyway, so that was one. That was what I read today, and I thought, oh, that's so strange. I do remember.
So can I just say something about Wife Swap though, since you brought it up?
Did you have a wife swap story for me today?
Yeah, there's no need to watch that show because every one of them was exactly the same. One of the families was really strict, had a lot of rules, made the kids march around and check their chores off the chore list, and they had crew cuts, and they got up at 6 a.m. The other family was a bunch of hippies, so no one did anything. The house was kind of a mess. The dad played guitar, didn't really work too much. The mom didn't care either. She had a lot of tattoos, and that was every one of those shows was exactly that swap. Like putting the strict people in with the
Which family were you?
We were more of the strict family, probably, but not as far as the wife swap. You got to have the extreme. Wife swap doesn't work if it's just normal families.
Right.
They just sort of do everything kind of normally. They're strict when they need to be, but kind of let the kids, a normal 4-person family on Wife Swap wouldn't work. So you got to have the extreme of either. But everyone was exactly the same. And then there would always be the one dad who'd rebel. Oh, she's not going to tell me what to do in my house. When literally the only reason you're on the show, you literally signed a paper that said she's allowed to tell me what to do in my house. That show is ridiculous.
Okay, two observations. Number one, apparently I struck a nerve. I haven't seen you this animated ever.
You caught one of my hot buttons there. Wife Swap.
And the fact that you actually had to have watched Wife Swap.
I have seen a number of episodes. I don't want to,
because you just perfectly reenacted. Okay, that's funny. That's funny stuff, Steve. I had no idea you were like a Wife Swap kind of guy.
Well, I thought about it again over Christmas time, Trish. I watched one of those. I'm not going to say the title.
Did you really?
No, not Wife Swap. I watched one of those Hallmarky style Christmas movies, which also, similar to Wife Swap, are all exactly the same.
It's a formula. There's a formula that works, right?
Plucky young woman, professional, trying to get her start in the business, trying to make her way in the world, runs into a little obstacle. She's got a couple friends. One's sassy. One's a little bit kind of supported her, but it's a little bit jealous. She hangs out with them a little bit. And then there's a guy, and he's either the boss or the guy he's gonna buy their company out, or he's buying up all the land in town. He's gonna close down the mill where her dad works, and it's gonna put him, or he's gonna foreclose on the farm or something like that. And he's kind of evil, but he's really good looking, of course, right? Because why not, right? It's a Hallmark movie. And somehow these two crazy kids end up together at the end, and Christmas is saved, the farm is saved, the baby goats are saved, everybody's saved and happy. Like I've written that and it just changed the jobs, changed the setting. That's that same movie over and over again.
You are like fired up today.
I wanted to bring a little energy to the show today, Trish. I feel like I've been I've been low key most of the year.
Wow. Just wow. That was.
I'm going to take a break. What else is happening, Ben?
Okay, so I did something today, and I don't know how I feel. Oh, there's my phone. I didn't even bother to turn my phone off.
Should take the call live. That might be better than the show.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about like working out and like quarantine. So I'll be honest. I'm never a weigh myself kind of a girl. I just want to feel fit. Just want to feel healthy, honestly. And I feel like all summer, even under quarantine, I was still outside. I was swimming and track and nothing hardcore. Like I'm not the woman that's like, oh my gosh, look at how much I work out. Not at all. But just fit, right? I just want to be fit. And since turning 50 in October, I think I've let it slip a little bit, right? It's been colder, not been working out. I have started back up, but
good.
I joined Weight Watchers today.
Really?
I did.
That's news. You buried the lead. I would have led with that story, Trish.
We buried the lead. No, here's the thing. I want to know if anyone's listening to this, if you've been on Weight Watchers or something like that. It's not about reaching a certain number. I don't want to even like weigh myself. I just want to feel good. And so what I'm curious about, because as I'm looking at this app, it's basically app based and you can pick your levels. This is not an ad for them in any way. But anyway, you can either be all digital, kind of self-supported with their app. You can have some interaction with a coach that you have, minimal interaction, but some. And then you can, if you need like lots and lots of high touch interaction with coaching and the community and whatever, you can do that. I kind of went right in the middle because I don't know. I'm going to try it out for 3 months. But what was interesting to me is a lot of what Weight Watchers, I thought it was about a diet, which I think it used to be, right? About buying their food. And I think you can still do that.
Yeah,
but
counting, you got points for foods.
You get points.
Yeah, I remember a little bit about it. I've never done it, but yeah.
So the interesting thing to me is you and I have been talking about wellness for 10 years now. And the app is actually pretty cool because it's not just about tracking your food. It's about overall mental wellness, well-being, and your physical well-being and your sleep. It's sort of this holistic.
Sure.
So we see a lot of, my point being, I guess ultimately, I was curious if you knew anything about that, because we see a lot of HR technology and wellness and well-being technology that's trying to build these kinds of things in. But yet here is a consumer app and it's not expensive. I'm paying like $5 something a week.
Okay.
Right. Which you'd pay for a cup of high priced coffee, which I've learned is a lot of points.
Yeah,
Don't drink it.
those frappo latte chino things are a little pricey. Yeah.
But anyway, so I joined. So have you ever done anything like that, or have you ever used any kind of an app to track your overall well-being? Is that
no?
something you
I mean, the closest
recommend?
I use Runkeeper for my jogging, and I've
Oh,
been using Runkeeper for like 7 years now, and it's pretty cool how like it's carried me across a couple different phones. It's a phone-based app for just
okay.
logging the miles and the pace and maps and
Runkeeper.
everything. And I jog very, very slowly. But the cool thing about it is like it shows you, okay, this week, this is how you've done. This is how you did last month. This is how you've done over the year compared to last year, that kind of thing. And so I do turn it on every single time I jog and keep an eye on it. So that's the closest I've ever gotten to it. I'm not that.
Does it track anything else or no?
It can track other types of workouts. It doesn't have to be jogging.
So it's a workout. Okay.
Walking, biking, elliptical, whatever, like a bunch of things. It's not super complex, but it's good if you want to know. Like last month, I jogged 10 times and went 37 miles, and this month I jogged 8 times and only went 22 miles. That kind of stuff. So I use it for that. It's a pretty cool app, though. Good. You can have friends on it. It's like a little social networky thing. I don't friend anybody on it, but you can.
But you could.
Other people do. I don't. But
I think that's it though. That brings us back more to a work perspective, because I think with all these apps, right, what was impressive to me is being able to choose your level of engagement. If you're someone that wants full engagement with lots of attention and a community and all that, you can choose that. And I don't know. I don't see a lot of the applications in the technology space for HR that give you that sort of option of how much you opt in or opt out. I wonder if that would be an interesting space for them to approach. Yeah, because really it's like if you get an app for many HR technologies, the app is what it is, right? You can't choose your level of engagement.
The level you want to engage with it, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so anyway, that's what just made me think of that. I thought, wow, we always talk about, consumer grade technology and how HR should adopt some of that. So yeah, that's my suggestion, HR vendors. I want something where I can, for Steve would go on Weight Watchers. Steve, you would go full digital.
I'd be all in. I'd be all over that. Absolutely. I'm even, this was my show and tell for today. We didn't get to show it. I ate plant-based food this morning for the first time. Yeah, I tried this.
We didn't even talk about what we were going to talk about. That's crazy.
It was really good. It's from Gardein. It was a sausage, potato, and kale breakfast bowl with no meat in it. It actually was pretty good. I'm going to recommend them. I'm going to shout them out. It was good. It's tasty. You would not have known it was a meatless product if doesn't say it all over the package.
I'll tell you what, the meatless products are getting better. It's like that. What is it? The Incredible Burger? Is that what it's called? At Burger King? Impossible Burger. Yeah. That tastes like meat too. So yeah.
Last thing for me, Trish, 2 songs that don't make any sense. One is The Sound of Silence. Like that should just be 3 minutes of silence if they were really true to the name of the song. And Don't Fear the Reaper, because that song is an absolute failure, because every time I listen to it, I actually fear the Reaper a little bit more.
Oh my goodness. Well, on that happy note or unhappy note, why don't we close out for today? Thanks everyone for listening. As always, we're sorry we were a little bit late today, but obviously Steve's super busy. So anyway, we will catch
season 3 of Wife Swap now.
Be sure to subscribe where you get your podcast to listen to the HR Happy Hour full episodes. And if not, check back here tomorrow for another update. See you then.